It's the Buffalo Bills versus Bengals, and we're coming at you.
Hey, welcome back to yet another Buffalo Bills pregame. It's your friend Randy here, hanging out with Dan. It's so good to have friends back in the studio, man. It's been a solo season so far, but glad to have y'all with us. And if you don't mind, take a moment to please like and subscribe and make sure that we can keep on making in-studio and out-of-studio videos for all of you. The big breaking news in the Bills world just today, day of filming, that we have signed Leonard Fournette to the practice squad. So this means all of our running issues are solved? Question mark. Dan, to you.
I don't know if I would go that far, but I think it definitely adds depth. I think it's an interesting signing because obviously I think it was a couple weeks ago there was rumors that they were going to sign him and it never happened. Now it is happening, so I think he is very similar of a running back similar to Latavius Murray. Right now they only have Latavius Murray, James Cook, and then you have Ty Johnson as well. So I think I don't think it's going to change the entire Bills offense, but I think it is a good signing, and I think it'll add depth to the running back position.
Do you think he only sees the field in the circumstances of injury, or is there someone you'd like to see get less touches in lieu of a Fournette?
I think he's an upgrade over Ty Johnson, but that doesn't really, with all due respect to Ty Johnson, doesn't really mean too much. I'm guessing he'll be inactive this week. But I think down the road in this season, I think we will see him get some touches.
Do you think McDermott sits down with him and Shaq Lawson and they discuss their issues?
That'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping that they've gotten through that. It's been, 2018, I believe,
2019.
2019, okay. Well, one of those years. So hopefully they've gotten over it. You saw Tyreek Hill and Eli Apple, they had their little feud, and now Eli Apple's on the Dolphins, and they're playing pretty well, so hopefully they can move past it.
As a 90s kid, I remember some great feuds between Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, who went on to become tag team champions themselves. So maybe Shaq, Lawson, and Fournette go after someone out, two other players, start a fight, and get all four of them tossed out of some game, because
that is certainly possibly on the horizon.
If Vince McMahon were in charge, I'd be betting on it. We've been away for a few games. It's been a little bit up and down. Is there anything from the past few games that you haven't had a chance that you'd like to talk about?
I think it's been kind of weird. After that Giants win, it was it's hard to call a win a bad win, but that was quite an interesting game. With the defense playing well, the offense not so much, and then against New England where it was the defense played well, the offense didn't really play well, but then again the defense didn't make the stop when they needed to. So it's been really up and down past few weeks. They seem to have gotten back on track relatively, after the game against the Buccaneers. So we'll see. I don't know. It seems like the Bills really play whether it's up to their competition or down to their competition. And I think they can play up with the Bengals.
Heck yeah. They certainly have historically. The last time we faced them was in the playoffs, and just a few weeks before that was in what is now known as the Hamlin game, of course. Do you think emotions will be riding especially high, or Josh has seemed to be playing it as cool as he ever has his entire career? Is this a more level-headed Bills team than we've seen in the past?
I think definitely they're going to be more level-headed. I think that definitely shook the team up last year. It didn't really seem like they had their head in the game for those playoff games last year. But no, I think they'll be level-headed. Who knows? I'm guessing Hamlin probably won't be active. But I'm sure there will be something going on before the game that is definitely going to be emotional.
The Bengals have been up and down this season. They don't even have a victory in the AFC. All four of their wins are against, let's be honest, the lesser conference in the NFC. Jeepers. Their quarterback, Burrow, has looked up and down all season long, even though he did look stronger against the the 49ers last week. Is this the same Bengals team? Like, are they still top tier in the AFC? Do you see this as like one of the Bills' top obstacles to a Super Bowl, or are they taking a step back this season, in your opinion?
I certainly think so. That they are back to who they were. I think last year as well. They also started pretty slow, and now it seems like they're picking up some steam. I definitely think that the Bengals are up there with the Chiefs and the Bills and the Dolphins. We'll see how that goes. I think they're definitely starting to come back to form of what they were in past years.
Worth mentioning because the trade deadline is approaching. I know circumstances are so malleable that predicting a trade is almost impossible, but would you bet that the Bills are looking to make a move? Like, do you think, as the trade line approaches, like, would you bet that the Bills will make any kind of move? Or do you think we've got our team and we're set as it is?
I think they will make a move. Whether it seems like they need a little bit of help in the secondary, because it appears that the Kaiir Elam experiment might be possibly a failure. Obviously, we're halfway through the season. Can't say for sure, but it seems like they don't really trust having him out there. Hence why they went out and got Josh Norman and had him playing in the game 3 days later. So I'd like to think they will add a piece to the secondary, but the way McDermott and Beane are, they kind of like having their guys that they had in past years, and so who knows? I hope that they do make a move.
I think it's worth noting that the Norman situation does get an asterisk, though, with his familiarity with the system. It's not like they just picked up someone off the street who's never even know where Orchard Park is before. Looking at the Bengals game, though, on the offensive side of the ball for the Bills, we're looking at a defense that is susceptible to the long ball. Is this a game where we can see Josh starting to stretch the field out with Kincaid and some of the younger options?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think Josh kind of he seemed like he felt a little more comfortable on Thursday against the Buccaneers. It seemed like he was running a little bit more. You definitely want him to get back to, who Josh is as a player. I think definitely stretching the field will be important. And, getting those design QB runs in, I think, is something that the Bills need to do to have the offense succeed.
This season, the turnover battle has been the predictor for games in terms of the Bills' victory. Do you see this defense looking to pressure Burrow to create more turnovers, or do you think the layback, he has been error-prone earlier this season, do you think they're more likely to drop more defenders back and let him fall into more mistakes?
I think they might try and drop some defenders back, kind of see where it starts off, I guess, and, with Burrow, he has definitely, seemed like he's had a little, obviously he's been playing better, but he seems like he's been more prone to mistakes this season. So, we can see, how he does with that.
Well, either way, it's going to be an exciting game. You got to love it. I'm going to jump out first and say the Bills take this victory in an exciting 36-30 victory.
All right. I very rarely pick the Bills to lose, but I think this is an up-in-the-air game. It seems like the Bills really do play to their competition. I really do believe that, and I think it'll be a close game. But I think the Bengals will come out on top. I'll go 34-28 Bengals.
All right, well, honestly, it's a homer podcast, and the last time I chose against the Bills, I was, ridiculed in public, so I'll never make that mistake again, Bills fans. Don't worry, we're ride or die with the Bills here on Buffalo Bills Pregame. Thank y'all so much for watching yet another one of our great shows here. Please like and subscribe so we can keep on bringing this amazing content to you. A little bit past that 20-second sweet spot for today's show, but we'll make it up to you real soon. Thank you so much for hanging out, and go Bills!